welcome back to GearCheckGames. This is episode 2 of our Power Rangers for the SNES playthrough. And it is time for level 2. We gotta change up our character.
Yeah, no more Kimberly.
Yeah. What is going on with Zach's sprite?
I know.
He's got a song in his heart, okay, Nick? What?
Well, he's got, like, fish eyes.
He doesn't look like he's in the same art style as these other characters.
Yeah, this was definitely made in Japan in the mid-90s.
Like, I can't tell if he's supposed to... If his face is just, like, really shiny, or if he just has this giant, like, toothy grin.
I think
he might
his
have
lips.
Yeah.
Wait, are you serious?
I think he might have a bit of cheap face going.
Oh my god.
Unfortunately.
Really?
He looks like someone from Shadows over Innsmouth.
Oh my god.
Love that.
He looks like a fish man.
Wait a minute. If this game was made in Japan, why does it use the American characters?
That's... I don't know.
I think Bandai was like really like hip on the branding for this game, like, and for like how the West received. I almost said Ninja Turtles.
So
how the West received it
as he runs around.
So I think they were like, yeah, we'll use the characters they use and not ours because they will have zero connection to the people that we use. Oh yeah, this level introduces the shield guys, which they're basically the same as the dagger throwers. But they just take way more hits.
I love the noise that barrel makes as it rolls across the screen.
Yeah, it sounds like a stock sound, like just on the SNES.
Now, forgive my lack of experience with beat-em-ups, but is it pretty common for beat-em-ups to be like completely locked to 2D plane?
A lot of them, yeah.
Okay.
And this is a cheaply made one, so that's probably why.
That was big on a lot of arcade games where, plane locked.
I just remembered playing Tekken 3 as a young bab, and there was actually like a full beat-em-up mode.
Oh, really?
That had like, and it wasn't even locked to 2D like the main game was.
Huh.
It was like classic, like
Looks
moving
like a
up and down
game,
on the plane.
Wait, isn't Tekken
and it even had like chicken that you could pick up to heal you and stuff.
Isn't Tekken a 3D fighter?
I think it is
Tekken.
now.
I don't remember exactly if Tekken 3 was.
Because Tekken Tag Tournament, I remember being a 3D fighter.
Tekken Tag Tournament was fairly recent, wasn't it?
It was on the PS1.
I mean, relative to like Tekken 3.
Well, it was a PS1 Xbox game, so.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
So I don't know if using like original hardware makes this game like way like more responsive, but I just know in this game, that's our friend the gnarly gnome.
Gnarly.
His official name, I take it.
Mammoth.
It is his official name.
Oh my god. And he's gone.
And I was looking him up between episodes, or before we recorded today, and apparently they reused his entire fight really cheaply in 2 different seasons of the TV show. Like,
that's amazing.
You gotta get those episodes done on time. Yeah,
the first time they fought him was like everything made sense. It flowed really well. But then the second time it was all full of those like running shots where no one ever connects and no one's filmed in the same scene. So it's like, they reused footage to stretch it out because they were waiting on Japan to make more episodes.
Now, I might have heard this wrong, but I feel like I've heard that like they kind of had to keep like the destruction to a minimum on that show, like when it came to like the big like mecha and like kaiju battles, because they would have to like rebuild the city set if they destroyed anything.
There was a lot of like boulder throwing and like volcanoes erupting. Just lots of like just flashiness and like lots of dust. I remember just being very like dust heavy and lens flare heavy.
I mean, I guess it's pretty ambitious to have like a large scale like.
Oh yeah, the platforming is bullshit in this game. It is not made to be a platformer.
I'm just remembering those classic, just like enemy defeated. They defeat the bad guy, and then just cuts to a scene of the bad guy's model with like a stick of dynamite inside it. Just like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't they make fun of that in Penny and Stockett?
Yeah.
So they were always doing the same thing with their body too. Like they were doing a little shimmy, and their head was tilted back as they, screamed their death rattles.
So I know Trey grew up with Power Rangers, but did either of you guys?
Yeah.
Well, I know you didn't, Nick. But Dan, did you watch it as a kid or have any exposure to it?
I had a little bit of experience.
I forget that I'm the old of the group, so this was my jam.
It's
Well, I mean,
not,
I was
My
alive
uncle had a
during-
PS1 demo disc
Yeah.
that had a Power Rangers, not this one, but it had a Power Rangers beat 'em up on it.
Like, I think I caught probably like the tail end of its initial popularity, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
it was never really something I got into for whatever reason.
I was around for Power Rangers and like Power Rangers Mighty Morphin Megazords and all of the little spin-offs and sub-shows that they did later on in like the early 2000s. I just
There were
wasn't allowed to
so
watch
many
them.
breakups.
Yeah, it's still going, right?
Yeah, it still is. I don't know what they're on now. Like the last one I was really into was Turbo, and that came before Space, I think.
I like how you just summoned the help of Ray Romano to take out those goods.
Hey Zach, you need some help?
What's next? Are you gonna summon John Leguizamo?
No. Was he the? Was
yeah,
he
who has the ground sloth Megazord?
Nobody. Although
Yeah.
that would be a cool Zord.
Well, see, when you're falling down a pit, you summon the John Leguizamo Zord, and he catches you and says, "Good catch, huh, Mario? Maybe I should go after the Yankees."
Jeez.
Classic film.
Oh yeah. There's no fall damage in this game, but when you fall, it's the stupidest pose.
Oh yeah, kind of delays you a bit.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me in Metroid Prime, like whenever you fall from a great height, like Samus will like make a pained grunt as though she takes damage, and your health bar flashes. You don't take any damage, so it's like, what are you trying to say, Metroid Prime?
Oh.
Man,
I
Zach
wonder if
was
they were-
trying real hard to kill that unkillable enemy.
Yeah.
Tried his best.
Yeah, you never know. Sometimes you're like, maybe there's a fluke in the system. Maybe I'll exploit it. I'll find a speedrun tactic. That reminds me, I was of all the times, because you guys know how obsessed I am with the Pikmin series.
Right.
Oh yeah, I'm getting delayed
What?
here.
Really?
Yeah.
See, what you need to do is just grab the guy and like smash his face into the treadmill and hold it there.
I'm trying. Yep, this level's beating me up.
Hardcore Power Rangers.
God,
Yeah,
you think this
they're,
is...
they're starting to add stage hazards. They're like, all right, you're too good.
starting?
You seem nearly dead.
Not yet, not yet.
Too
Well, there he goes.
Oh yeah, there's no way to get more lives in this game unless you just use a continue. You just always have 2 lives.
Do you have unlimited continues?
Yeah.
Oh god, that
No, you have
reminds
to
me.
insert a coin into your SNES every time.
You put it in the eject slot. That bomb got me both times, by the way.
God, they can even reach into your wallet when you're at home.
Yeah.
But that reminds me of in the Wii and PS2 version of Sonic Unleashed, you had like an extra life cap, but you could expand it by like exploring the hub worlds and finding, like, when you find extra lives in the hub worlds, it like increases the number you start with in a level.
Okay.
It was super weird. Like, you couldn't actually get extra lives in the levels. You just started with like a certain number of chances, and like you would eventually run out.
Huh.
I mean, I guess
Weird.
maybe they wanted to make it feel more like a permanent upgrade, but instead it's just like, why can't I get extra lives if I'm struggling?
So when I used that super move, I didn't know, because I picked up an extra bomb earlier. You can only hold 1 bomb no matter what. They didn't program it in to be able to hold more bombs, even if you pick up another one.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
I kind of
Like, it's a-
want... Oh, God.
I was gonna say, it's a very cheaply made beat 'em up. It's still fun, but very cheap.
I kind of want to make an arcade-style mobile game that has continues, and you have to buy your continues with microtransactions.
I
Really
assure
that
you,
guy.
those already exist all over the
Well,
mobile
no,
market.
Nick, if you want to make it a true mobile game, you gotta you can't just give them a continue for paying. You have to give them like a loot box that might give you a continue.
No, it's not
Give them a little slot machine.
Because
that, like,
video
might
games were a
continue.
mistake.
The point isn't to make it a mobile game, it's to make it an arcade game.
Yeah.
That's just
Through
the
and
only
through.
place that people would be willing to pay arcade game prices for video gaming.
Because I guess, what, because everyone's brain cells evaporate when they go on the Google Play Store?
Yeah.
It's a weird
No, I think
cycle.
brain cells being evaporated is like a prerequisite requirement.
It's a weird psychology thing. Like, there's legit psychological research into it,
Yeah.
but you know,
Pretty messed up, if you ask me.
So yeah, we're finally getting to putty patrollers that have weapons.
Yeah.
It's about time they were a challenge.
It's not fair if the enemies have an equal chance, though.
Yeah.
I like that every time you jump, you T-pose to assert dominance.
Yeah, it kind of does, doesn't it?
I
Well, every
like
time you
how
jump,
they
don't
just send
attack.
these unarmed purple guys after you.
Yeah.
This dude just walks up with his hands up like, I'm gonna get him.
It kind of looks like he's creeping
Power
towards you.
Ranger just turns around and whips out this giant medieval axe that could cleave him in half.
Yeah.
Just like,
Dude.
Yeah, the weapons they're using are like surprisingly like old timey. Again, as someone with no familiarity with the show.
Well, they're both medieval and electronic. Like his axe is also a laser. Like
of course.
he could. There's a trigger under the axe blade,
So you can
and the handle is a gun.
you can dispatch
So
his
they have
foes
Monster
in
Hunter
a
weapons.
G-rated fashion.
So they have Final Fantasy VIII weapons.
Yeah. So yeah, here's our friend the gnarly gnome.
Wait, did he just pull out an accordion?
Yeah. I think he's supposed. I don't know what his theme is supposed to be. I don't
He
know
reminds
why.
me of
He looks
Wurzel
like Hagrid.
Grummage. So
Like he's just kind of gross and weird.
I do not expect anyone, you or the audience, to know who Wurzel Grummage is.
No.
But
Is he someone who attacks you with an accordion and a rake?
Yeah, I was
No,
gonna point
I
out,
mean,
I
he
like that he
might.
has a rake as his weapon.
he doesn't seem to use the rake as a weapon, though.
Yeah, he
That-
doesn't use the
Oh.
rake. He just
Oh,
uses the
he
accordion.
will.
The big bad just like called him up while he was gardening, and he just grabbed like the most lethal looking thing in his shed.
When he hits me with a melee attack that doesn't have a projectile attached to it, I want you to pay attention to my health bar. It is ridiculously strong.
Oh no.
Because it does happen.
That didn't seem that.
Man,
oh,
that
wait,
was
no.
crazy.
That was there was
no,
a projectile.
that was a normal one.
projectile attack. Whoa!
Yeah, here's where the BS comes in on this boss.
30 frames per second.
Yeah.
Apparently, this is a thing that garden gnomes can do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my lord.
Yeah.
God.
Like, this
Like
is the
truck.
dangerous stage of this boss.
Da 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 da. Deja vu.
And I have no idea, like, what the strat's supposed to be. I think you're just supposed to guess which platform he's coming to. Because I tried to see, like, oh, maybe he only appears behind your back. But no, he'll appear anywhere. It's
It's
just
entirely
like,
luck based. So it is a modern mobile game.
yeah, it's just RNG the boss fight. Which makes me wonder if he's doing this same calculation before, but since you didn't see all the other forms of him, like, it was just easier because it was like, oh, he just comes to one platform.
It's a very odd looking teleportation effect. I think it's because there's no like particle effect or animation. He's just literally
Yeah. Well-
disappearing and reappearing somewhere. Oh, okay. I guess there.
There's an animation when it starts.
Yeah, when it starts, but like when he, I guess it's so fast that it's like, what could they really have done?
What if there's actually just like 7 of him?
He just went Ultra Instinct, is what's happening.
Yeah.
There's 7 of him like wearing octo camo, but like,
The heart.
but it just like
We gotta make an
sporadically
MGS4
fails.
reference every episode of this game.
Yeah. So the other hard part is that to hit him, it's easier if you do a neutral attack in the air. But if you're moving and holding over while you're in the air, it'll turn into a kick. And the hitbox for the kick is lower than your neutral air. So being able to hit him, like, feasibly is a challenge.
Classic Nares.
You see, when it turns into the kick, the hitbox is all effed up.
God, this boss sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like it's just a waiting game at this point.
Yeah. There are some like Mega Man X bosses that are like this until you figure out their gimmick. Not in X1, but like throughout the
Like later
X
on.
series.
Oh yeah, you actually followed up on the sequels, didn't you? I've only played the first X.
I've played the first 3, and I think I might have dabbled with X4. I don't know if I beat it.
How many X's are there?
Was
there's
X4?
quite a
X4
few.
was on PS1, wasn't it?
I believe so. I think that's when they switched to PS.
Possibly the Saturn as well.
Yeah, maybe. I don't remember.
Betrayed our Lord Nintendo.
How dare they? Everybody was betraying Nintendo around that time. Square Enix.
That's the boss battle.
He keeps going for it.
Well, that's our playthrough of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
We
It's
gave
not
it our
over yet,
best.
boys and
Oh, no.
girls. I gotta do the wash of shame.
Yeah.
I gotta go through the whole level.
Oh,
Dude.
no.
So,
Okay, Trey, would you
Oh god.
would you care to explain where this music comes from?
fans of the show will know that this is Bulk and Skull's theme. They're the scratch and grounder of this show.
It's
like-
worse than the Pokemon one.
And this was a live action show.
Yeah. So those two will make an appearance later, so this is just a
Yay.
precursor to Bulk and Skull.
Yeah, what was it with this era and like Scratch and Grounder, Bebop and Rocksteady?
They need somebody for the villain to get angry at.
Yeah. Even Sonic Underground
Actually, they
had
weren't
that.
like working for the villains though, right? They were just like
They were just like bullies.
some goons.
But-
Yeah.
But they behaved. They filled the same role.
Yeah.
I love his standing animation and speed up form because it just looks like he's breathing real hard.
Yeah.
So yeah, I had to get the big guns out for the gnarly gnome.
Okay.
You brought
Jason's
the bomb.
just like 1.5 times taller than everyone else.
Pretty much. Well, I think his reach is literally, like you said, just like pixels bigger. So it does help. And I don't know if he's stronger or not because he goes down faster.
Well, there goes that.
God.
Yeah. It's ridiculous. But this time I didn't make a crucial mistake. I brought a bomb.
And also a character that has a jumping attack that hits high.
It'll
Well, I
it'll
mean,
shave
Zach did too.
5 seconds off this 30-minute boss fight.
Jeez, yeah. Dude, when I was recording it, I was like, okay, I know I can beat this guy. I've done it before. It's just RNG. That's all it is.
It'll shave 5 strokes off your golf game.
Yeah, you couldn't see it there because the frame rate's all effed up. But sometimes when he throws the orbs, they just don't appear on the video.
Yeah, that's sprite flickering for you.
Yeah.
It's like in the old Sonic games, like before they added 60 FPS support to YouTube. Oh my lord!
It's
Where
a dinosaur.
the character would be either fully invisible or not flash at all.
Well, but
depending on
like
which
when
frame
you get a
started it.
barrier in Sonic 2, Sonic is just like
Donkey Kong
completely
Country
obscured.
boss death animation.
Yeah, it really was. There's our whitewashed area clear
Yeah.
sign.
Is that what it says?
Yeah,
Yeah.
all the text is clear, like I said last time.
Hey, at least the password's reasonable.
Yeah, and trust me, I wrote those down because I'm not fighting these bosses.
Yeah. Wait, you mean you
The
don't
good
want to
thing
fight
about-
that guy for 10 minutes again?
No. What kills me is like when you do have to do the continue, even if you use the password, you have to go from the very beginning of the level.
Hmm.
And that's one of the longer stages.
Oh,
there are ones that are similarly long later, but that's a doozy, that one. Just because of all the like up and down platforming you have to do.
Well,
Yeah.
at least we've put Gnarly Gnome behind us.
Rest in
Yeah.
peace, Wurzel.
You will
Next,
be missed.
next time, we gotta do every beat 'em up or platformer has to have a water level.
Oh boy.
See you then.
Better or worse.
Oh no, Weezin.
Bye.